Hello and welcome to this sacred full moon circle for June 2016. We are in the sign and the archetype of Sagittarius once again for the second month in a row. And we are also in the window of the summer solstice. So we are here in the longest day of the year joining together. So it's quite exciting. We're going to talk a little bit more about that today as well. And just to get started, I just want to call in sacred space. So if you want to stand up, you can. Just imagine all of us here joining hands in sacred circle. And Divine One, I thank you so much for gathering all of us together on this potent time of the year to really, again, continue this rhythm of tapping into the cycles of nature, of the universal energies that are here to support us in our life. And we want to call on all the elements. We call on earth for good grounding. We call on water for clear emotional messages. We call on air for focus, for intention, and for our higher vibrational thoughts that connect us to that which we want to create. We call on the element of fire, which is the element that is associated with this full moon. So we call on the illumination and the transformational power of this fire energy. And we call on spirit to be here to lead us and guide us and to connect the dots for everything that we want to create and everything that we learn and experience during our time together. And I ask to be a clear channel for broadcasting this message and for sharing this time in sacred honoring, with each one of you who are here live, as well as with each one of you who will be connecting to our circle through the recording. And I call on my higher self and the higher self of everyone here joining us again live and joining us for the recording. And so it is. So there we go. The moon in the archetype of Sagittarius. And again, we gather on the cycles of the moon. We start to follow the rhythmic cycles. And it really teaches and helps us to remember to allow and use both the light and the dark energies that show up in our life. And this is a time where we gather so that we can use the power of group energy. So it can help to ease our experience during these windows of time that are very powerful and potent for us to tap into. We get to come together and focus our energies on what it is that we most want to be supported in creating in our lives. And it helps us to keep the energy in motion. And it helps us to really connect in, identify with what it is that is happening within ourselves, to release anything that's not in alignment, and then to consciously activate that energies that are going to support us in creating what it is we want to create in life. And as always, during this time, there are additional energetic layers that we are going to talk about. The moon is always located in a specific archetype, and that archetype is connected to an element. And so we're going to use these layers as well as recognizing that there is feminine and masculine energy that runs and exists within us as well as within everyone else, and that it's finding the balance of that feminine energy and the masculine energy that really helps us to plant the seeds, to nurture them, to work with them on a continual basis, taking that aligned action so that we can realize our dreams, so that we can live our purpose. And then today we have an extra special energy that's with us, and that is the summer solstice. Today is the first day of the summer season. It is the longest day of the year, and it's an opportunity for us to stop for a few moments and to look back on the first 6 months of the year and to really celebrate all that has come so far. There have been lots of huge energies moving through us during this time. There's been lots of things happening around the world that has probably triggered stuff within us. And we get to celebrate how those triggers move us forward to connecting back in with our own essence expression and how we move and interact with our worlds. And then we also get to look ahead and really focus on what it is that we have in place foundationally so that we can continue to move towards our goals, continue to evolve as people, continue to work with our inner worlds as we move forward and take action in creating our lives, our businesses, our dreams, our relationships, everything. So again, we find ourselves in the full moon window, and the archetype that we are connecting with in this window is Sagittarius. We had the same opportunity last month, and Sagittarius is right brain masculine energy. He helps to connect us with our creativity and the bigger visions. Sagittarius is all about expansion. So whatever we focus on, and it started, 3 days ago for me, to, 2 days from now, whatever it is that we are focused on, that energy is going to expand out into our lives. So we really want to be conscious and present to our thoughts. We want to take time and tap into our bodies and to listen to what those messages are that are there for us. Because it's time that you can let go and you can drop into a more expansive state and direct the energy towards cultivating all that you want to cultivate. Now, we can connect with the element of fire. So, I wouldn't light a fire here. I so wanted to have a new moon fire, but it's so hot. I opted to light a candle and to sit in the light of the full moon and to just take some time and just allow my thoughts to take me back to the beginning of the year, to look at what has happened so far, to connect with the archetype of Sagittarius and ask him, what are some ways that I can bring creativity into my life at this point so that I can step into that big picture, so that I can step into the lifestyle that I am moving towards creating better and better all the time. Fire is the action realm, and with Sagittarius, likes quick, fast action. So if you get an inspiration to call someone, to go somewhere that you might not have gone to in a long time, follow that inspiration and see where it leads you. This is Sagittarius saying, come on, let's go. We've got things to do. We've got places to be. We've got people to connect with. So let's get out there and do this. Let's use this fire, this illumination, this light to get out and to connect in the ways that we most desire. And again, because we're in that solstice window as well, we want to ask and direct, what is it that's going to help me to create that strong foundation so that when we move into the wheel of the year point that is autumn, that we're ready to harvest and to reap the benefits that we have been sowing since springtime. Springtime, we plant the seeds. Summer, we continue to nurture and to continue to take that action and to start to harvest some of the fruit. Then in fall is where the big harvest comes in. So we want to just take that time and notice where it is we're focusing so that that harvest is abundant. It is directed towards what we want to create. And it brings us that feeling of fulfillment and contentment with all the work that came before. And Sagittarius is all about service to spirit. It's through our own personal truths that we expand and we interact with our world. Now, again, fiery emotions, they can lead us to places where, we don't like to go. It can lead us to those places where we react really quickly to what's happening around us. And, a lot of the times we're left feeling less than we want to feel. We're left feeling like we've, sometimes there's shame or embarrassment around some of the ways that we react to things around us. And so this month, especially because the solstice window is here for us too, we want to really focus and direct our energy towards how we want to continue for the rest of the year. And for me, one of the subjects and one of the emotions that have been coming to my attention since January, as we've moved through all of these windows, as we've come into this rhythm, love is the subject that keeps coming up for me. How can I incorporate more love into my life? How can I act more lovingly to myself, to my family, to the people that I'm working with? How can I use this power of love to really help to magnetize more good in my life for myself and for everybody that I'm connected to? And we're moving today too to the sun coming out of Gemini, moving into Cancer. And Cancer, the archetype is a compassionate heart, and it's connected with the element of water. And so water really helps us to clean and clear our emotions and to let go of anything that we might be holding in our own water that is keeping us separate from experiencing love in the many depths and ways that it can show up in our lives, and the way that we can receive it on a personal level, and the way that we are able to then share and give it to other people in our lives. So one of the questions that you want to be asking yourself during this time is, how does love guide me right now? Where does love lead me? Where am I wanting to go? And I have this little picture there in the bottom that love creates miracles. It heals all wounds and purifies all lower energies. So be sure to use this power of love to help get you through this full moon window, and as we're moving then to the cycle of the new moon. Now, I've pulled some cards for the intuitive guidance for this month as well. And the Earth card that I drew, I'll show you here, is gratitude. And the message that gratitude shares with us is very simple, and I'm sure it's one that you've heard, and it's just always nice to be reminded to apply the energy of gratitude by thanking the universe for all the love that is already here and present in your life, for all the love that you have been able to give and receive, and just say thank you. A lot of the times when we ask for things to change and we're wanting to see something different, the answer is always in the question. It's always in the asking. And I've started to ask questions in a different way. Thank you for bringing my attention to this. Thank you for bringing more of this into my experience so that I'm able to use that energy to expand and to continue growing and to continue walking my transformation process with myself and, with my clients as well. So the first message for this month is gratitude. What is it that you are saying thank you to in this moment? What is it that you're thanking the universe for? And how does this gratitude connect you to that energy of love in a variety of ways that it is showing up for you already in your life? And then the second card, we go into the element of water, and we are drawn towards focusing our attention to our relationship to ourselves. So how is it that you talk to yourself? You see on the side here that I have a heart telling you you're strong, you're confident, you're smart, you're courageous, nurturing, beautiful, powerful. All these positive things, all these positive qualities. Now, in relationship to yourself, are these the kinds of words that you use when you're talking to yourself, when you're talking about your experiences? And the other message that is here for us too is that the foundation of welcoming more love into your life and using the power of love to help you create, the foundation comes from your ability to love yourself, to apply this energy of love to all that has come before in all the ways that it has shown up for us. And then to create new experiences by choosing to create them from that foundation of love. You're choosing to say, what does love want for me right now? And if something's coming up that's showing you a contrast to what it is that you're asking to experience, you can ask, how would love respond to this experience? And then just sit with yourself and allow that essence of love that lives in the core of your being to guide you and to give you a further, deeper message. How would love respond? And how can I create more love for myself, as well as create my life from the foundation of love? And then next we go to the air realm. And in air, we pick the freedom card. And of course, this is one of my favorite cards that is associated with air. We all have this desire to feel free. It can show up again in many, many different ways. We can want to feel free to be ourselves. We want to be free of any challenges that show up around abundance, around money. We want to feel free in the choices that we're making as we are moving forward and creating our lives. And so, again, the message here is when love is expressed with the pure intention of upliftment, freedom is yours. Freedom is a choice. And when we focus on creating the foundation of our lives from this vibration of love, it gives you the freedom to choose love first. It gives you the freedom to act from love. It gives you the freedom to connect to love when you are experiencing a challenge, so that you can experience greater clarity around the actions to take in order to increase that love vibration. And then we move to the fire realm. And in the fire realm, we've drawn the energized card. So this is the time of year where the light is the fullest. These are the longest days. This is when the light is here the longest. And this is the time of year where we can tap into this light and really energize ourselves. We can energize our focus. We can energize our connection to those things that we want to create more of in our lives. And so the message from fire here is to take some time, breathe into my flames so that I can burn through anything that is separating you from your own unique love essence. The light of the fire is here to help and guide you on whatever next action is in right alignment for you, so that you can, again, strengthen that connection to that unique essence of love that lives in the core of your being. And so moving on to Spirit, the last card in our intuitive reading for this month. And we have Essence Expression. And Spirit wants us to know, the message here is that once you're connected with your loving essence, you want to find ways, you want to create ways to express it to those that are around you, as well as using that loving essence in cultivating that relationship with yourself. Now, I can see, I'm just going to go ahead and stop my sharing here for a moment. Let's see. And I'm just going to see. No. Okay. I was going to try to mute someone there. I can hear some noise, but I'm not able to do it. So we'll just send love. And we'll ask that to be resolved as we continue. So, essence expression. Connect with your own unique loving and essence and find ways to express that. If you need to begin with yourself, begin with yourself. Find ways to express love. Take a break. Take a walk out in nature. Give yourself that time to meditate in that space that you long for. Give yourself that rest where your mind is able to expand out into the spirit and to just rest. To give yourself that loving, nurturing practice of just letting yourself be without having to do anything. And, okay, now my slides aren't working. Huh. Let's try this again. Oh, okay. So, as with an archetype, there is a light side and there is a shadow side. So again, with Sagittarius and its fiery, expansive nature, could be experiencing some strong emotions. And you can notice that it might show up the way outside of you is that you could find that you're in blame. You know, sometimes we can live in the perspective of blame because of the strong essence of the emotions that we're feeling. If it's making us uncomfortable, it can show up outside of ourselves where we're blaming others for how we're really feeling. If you find yourself pointing fingers, I'm going to suggest that you lovingly stop, point the finger at yourself and ask, how am I keeping myself from experiencing this emotion, from allowing that energy to move through so that I can activate that which I want to experience more of. Another way is just ignoring the emotions that are wanting your attention. And again, this shows up in many ways. It can show up in addictive behaviors, in eating, in substance abuse, in just being attracted to drama, to other people's drama and wanting to fix, to put out other people's fires, can be showing up in this way. So just watch for this shadow side of Sagittarius that might be showing up and let it be that clue where you go, oh, okay, maybe I'm not focusing my energies here the way that I can. Maybe I'm not using this potent time of month to really help me to move through what it is that's asking to being moved through. Again, so that you can bring yourself into that beautiful alignment and you can continue to live from your heart. Now, moving forward, as always, I want to suggest that you be gentle with yourself. Again, the theme here is all about love. So how can I be more loving and gentle with myself as I move through this time? Like I said, there is a lot of energy going on. There are a lot of events that are happening around the world that are going to bring you out of that loving essence. They're going to bring you into the lower level vibrations. And really the best way to serve yourself in the world is to create that foundation where love essence is being expressed through everything that you can do. So you want to honor your emotions as they surface. Breathe through them. Allow your mind to tell whatever story it needs to tell about that emotion while you are focused on breathing in your body and asking that energy to move through and clear. And remember that once you feel clear, once you feel that energy move through, make sure you ask to activate what it is you want to experience more of. So once that energy moves through and you feel something different surfacing, ask to connect to your essence of love that lives within the core of your being, and to surround whatever it is that you want to create more of. The power of love is here to help you powerfully magnetize everything that you need, all the support, all the money, all the people, all the places and opportunities that you need in order to fully live that full expression of who you came here to be in this lifetime. And so it is the summer solstice. Again, I suggest that you take some time to journal and to write down all the things that have happened. And you use the guidance from our intuitive reading for gratitude, for looking at how you have been relating to yourself. How good have you been to yourself this year? And, where can you celebrate the steps that you have taken? And where might you want to move? You might be in a very comfortable place. There's always that time when you will be ready to up-level and to expand into a newer experience. And so take some time to see what's happened in this first 6 months and where it is you want to continue to go for the rest of this year. And this morning, as I was putting these together and as I was on Facebook looking, these two things from Abraham came to my attention. And I thought that they were very relevant to what we were going to be sharing today. And so the first one there on the left is to start telling yourself a better story about the things that are important to you. And Abraham suggests that you not to write your story like a factual documentary, just weighing all the pros and cons, but instead tell that uplifting, fanciful, magical story of the wonder in your own life. And then once you tap into that energy, watch what happens. It's going to feel like magic when your life begins to transform right before your eyes. But it's not by magic. It's by the power of the laws of the universe and your deliberate alignment with those laws. So use this window of celebration for what has already come. Express your gratitude. And then write the biggest, most fanciful story you can even imagine for the rest of the year. And see what happens. Because within the seed of your desire is everything that is necessary for it to blossom to fulfillment. The law of attraction is the engine that does the work. Your work is to give it fertile growing place in order to expand. Again, I thought those two were so relevant to what it is that we have the opportunity to use and to focus for the rest of this coming year. And in honor of creating a foundation for us to live the rest of this year, I have created a 21-day love expansion experience. Today, our focus has been all about love. Love is a touchy subject. It's a big emotion, again, that we experience many layers of. And when we've opened a love in the past, our hearts have been broken. Our hearts have been betrayed. Our hearts have been hurt. And we can use this time and this love expansion experience to help move through those times so that we can connect back to the essence of the love that is at the core of our being, and we can continue to move out into the world with an open heart. There's another quote here that I found as I was putting this together again from Marianne Williamson, and that is, love is what we are born with. Fear is what we learn. The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and prejudices and the acceptance of love back into our hearts. Love is the essential reality and our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience love in ourselves and others is the meaning of life. Meaning does not lie in things. Meaning lies in us. And so this 21-day love expansion experience is all about tapping into that vibrational frequency of love, to really getting back to that is our purpose on earth, is to be and express our own unique version and essence of love. And so what I have put together are 21 love notes from the universe. So each day you will be receiving one email. And in that email is a loving note from the universe. Again, just helping you focus on love, thinking about the different aspects of it, and just allowing yourself to open to expanding more in that foundational loving energy that will, again, take you into the rest of this year. I'm going to be recording the audios of those messages from the universe as well, so that you can take them away from your computer. You can put your earbuds in and you can meditate to those notes from the universe. And I'm going to be recording that with some very special music. This is music that was recorded in the vibration of the frequency of love. And so even just listening to it, it's going to help you clear your vibrations so that you can get in tune with that vibrational energy of love. And I'll tell you more about that music during our experience. I'm also going to be holding live Periscope meetings every day at noon Eastern time so that we can gather together live. I'm going to be sharing the deeper experiences and thoughts and feelings that come to me as I meditate each day with that note from the universe. I'm going to be going through this expansion experience with you. And so these Periscope meetings are for us to connect every day, to hang out live for a few minutes, to talk further about the deeper things that we're noticing and realizing, as well as answer any questions that are coming up for you as well. There is going to be a private Facebook group that we can all gather in as well. Questions can be answered in there. All the Periscope meetings will be uploaded, or the links to the Periscope meetings will be uploaded in there, so that if you can't attend live, you can still watch them the day of. And I've really offered this 21-day love expansion experience at a cost that I'm hoping that everyone can join us. It's just $11. And for that $11, you get to connect deeper to that unique essence of love, the way that it flows through you, the way that it flows through life, and to really open your heart and begin living from this space of love. And you will find all the information, and as well as the button to join in, at www.21dayloveexpansion.com. You can go there now, join today, become a member of the Facebook group, so that we can start to cultivate this together. Whenever like-minded people gather together in a group like these sacred circles, the energy is amplified. And so if you struggle with this experience of love, this is the perfect opportunity for you to join a group where that energy is amplified, helping you to move forward and deeper than you ever have before. And like I said, I've made it affordable for everyone. It's just $11. And that's just really to cover the costs that, of my time and of putting this together. So I do hope that you join us in the love expansion experience, and that you use this time for the second half of the year to really strengthen that foundational connection that love can bring into your life and into your business if you are an entrepreneur. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I do have a few more minutes if anybody is wanting to ask any questions. If you'd like to share any ahas, you can unmute yourself. I can unmute you. There is a chat box on the window as well. You can type in anything that you would like to share. So I'll just wait for a few minutes and see if there is anything any questions that you might have. I'm here for you, and my time is yours right now. So if there's anything you want to know in relation to this full moon, in relationship to the element of fire, if you are wanting to know anything about the archetype of Sagittarius, or a best way to use this solstice window that we are in so that we can continue to create this wonderful, magical life that we are all here to create together. So if anyone wants to unmute, if you want to type a question. Yes, Kathy. Okay. I did see that referral. I apologize for not getting back to you until now. I was without my computer for a couple of days, so I'm just catching back up to everything. But yes, thank you for reminding me. I will definitely go and answer that when I'm finished here. Okay. You're welcome, Christine. Thank you. She said that was lovely. Very well presented. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing this special sacred time. And I do hope that you got some benefit. Did you have an aha moment? Maybe that you want to share, or are things still brewing? Because I know that can happen as well. We don't always know what to expect when we come to these events. Whew. It is so hot here. I feel like I'm melting. I'm not complaining though. I've been waiting for this heat. And it's that fire of Sagittarius, I'm sure, that's adding to my body right now. So, one more call for any messages. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you too, Kathy. We'll definitely stay connected. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording. So thank you for joining me in this sacred full moon circle, whether you were here live or on the recorded vision. I really treasure this time that we get to spend together each and every month. It is my absolute pleasure in bringing forth the remembrance of the times that we have in each of our months, and as the rhythm of the year continues, that we really come together to align back with that energy so that we can really be the change we wish to see in the world, and to cultivate more of what it is that we desire to have in our lives. So many blessings, solstice blessings, full moon blessings, and so much love. I hope to see you in the 21-day love expansion experience. And I will be back again with another Sacred Circle next month. So until then, take care. Bye.